This is The Sport, an open and honest conversation about life and love with me, STL Yamumo. Coming up on The Sport.
So she one time came to my house and she banged on the gate for hours and hours and hours. And like, if you know you can't afford to come to meet me, yeah, then probably the little money you have, you need to keep it to do something that's going to help you grow. Every woman should carry their own weight, even if you're going for a booty call. Come on, punch, ya Uber. No. Hold up. Why do you want to get into my DMs? Jeez.
So for you, where do you get the emotional attachment with someone that you care about, you're in a relationship with?
No.
You don't? No.
No, I don't. I honestly can say that without a shadow of a doubt, that just because I've slept with you doesn't mean I like you.
Okay, that's it. But when you do get attached, like you penda, like when seriously,
yes. When I do get attached, because it takes a while for me to get attached, but it's like you'd have to be a constant figure in my life. Yeah, small, like, and it doesn't have to be like you're in my face every day. No, you're just someone I talk to a lot. I get attached via time, like spending time with someone, talking to them, flirting with them. That's what brings me closer to the attachment. But if we were just hooking up and then we talk like next week after we hooked up today, I don't know, we talk again after another 2 weeks, I won't care. I'd be like, see, it's done. Sikazi meisha. What more is there to be done? That story is kusha. Mm-hmm. So I don't think I get attached. That's why it's usually very hard for me to get into relationships, because it's so hard for me to get attached.
Okay, but we know that we get attached a lot, especially after sex. Mm-hmm. So have you experienced women who are cling on to you and don't want to let go?
Quite a number. There's one who came to my gate once, and she started banging on the door and telling me like, "Yo, Mike, you need to open up, and I want to see you and everything." All because I told her like, "Yo, we can't date anymore. Like, we simply can't. Like, we weren't dating. I mean, we were just hooking up." And the fact of the matter was, at the time we were hooking up, was I was going through something and she was going through something. And so
it was convenient.
It was like a distraction for both of us. But she got so attached, she used to sometimes come to my place and she'd want to like be like it's her place, and she'd be taking over things, and she started even using my car, telling everyone that, "Oh, Mike, I'm going to marry this guy," and all of that. And I was like, no, we were just hooking up. Yeah. And so she got so upset when I told her that we can't date. And so she one time came to my house and she banged on the gate for hours and hours and hours. And I remember my brother was in the house that time, and so he was like, "Yo, Mike, man, you gotta handle that. Si utoke nje when nikamwambia, bruh, you open that gate, and you know that, by the way, ujue kule unaenda kuishi kesho. I don't want that nonsense. Don't open that gate. Mwache agonge mpaka achoke." And that was it. And she walked away, and she used to still, if I post a picture of me and a girl on social media, she'd slide into that girl's DM and start telling her things like, "Oh, don't talk to my man," and stuff like that. But eventually, I think maybe she met someone else and she moved on. I hope she has, actually.
Oh my goodness. And you only question your story, and you're like, "I'm done with you, I'm done."
You see, let me tell you, Estelle, you see, the thing is, mtu akikwambia hakutaki, accept it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's painful, yes, depending on how much you care about that person. Yeah, yes, it's painful. But he doesn't want you. You can't force someone to be with you. You can never do that. All you need to do is accept it, go through your emotions of the pain or whatever. If you need to screw 15 guys for you to get over it, go do it. Self-love is so key when it comes to leaving or being left. Kujipenda enough kujua kwamba, me, I know this situation with this person cannot work. I'm not going to compromise for it to work simply because that person is in an emotional state. Nah, I have to think about me. If I'm not emotionally healthy in that relationship, What's going to happen? That's when you hear stories of couples who stab each other, couples who burn down people's properties and stuff like that, because one person was more invested than the other. And that dynamic just doesn't work. It is what it is.
Wow, you make it sound like for you, relationships are not, they are, if it works, okay. If it doesn't, move on to the next.
Well, not really. If you knew me very well, I think we have a mutual friend in Paul Mbuvi. Yeah. If you ask Paul Mbuvi, some of the times that how I get when relationships end, it's not healthy. Like, I break down, I completely lose it. In fact, it affects everything. I take time off work, I go just chill, and but mostly I want to be by myself, and I drink a lot, and I go into this downward spiral. Like, everything just collapses. But I would never show it. You see, that's the thing. I'll fight that battle by myself, alone. And when I come out, then I start a whole phase. When I come out of when it usually takes about a week and then eventually, after that 1 week, now I get into a whole phase. And then I go through my whole phase for a bit. And then after the whole phase is done, I get into this stage of where I just don't want to hang. I don't want to date or be with women. Like, I just want to chill, let's say, with family or with friends or whatever, but no chicks involved. And then eventually, during those, me being myself, I end up meeting someone else who ends up being my next muse or relationship or whatever it is. But it's usually that way. I break down, then I go into a whole phase, then I want to be alone. And then after the alone phase, during that alone phase is most of the time when you end up bumping into someone, and then you're like, oh, okay.
Would you say that, getting someone serious, how you being in the media has affected your relationship?
Yes.
The fact that, okay, they want to date Mike on the mic as compared to Mike the person.
Yeah.
So how does that... but there are people who you meet and they don't know who Mike is.
Yes. And that's what I love. That's what I love when I meet. In fact, it's usually one of the most attractive things I find when you meet someone and you just go like, "Hi, I'm Mike," and they go like, "Oh, let's say, hi, I'm Melissa," and you say, "Hey, so what do you do?" When we talk about it, in fact, even when they ask me, "What do you do?" and I go like, "Wow, finally, shit, she doesn't know me," and then I'd be like, "Nah, I just work in media and I do a few things here and there with Classic 105, and I just make it like very." But I don't say I'm on radio. And then, they get to know you. And then over time, maybe one of their friends or someone she knows tells them, "Oh my God, you know this guy? This guy is that presenter for Classic." And then she goes like, "What?" And all of a sudden now, she sees exactly who she's dating. Now, if she's smart, she doesn't let it get to her head. But if she's one of those, oh my God, I'm dating a known individual, I'm dating a famous person, oh, blah, 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 then now it starts going down south, because now she starts looking for Mike Mondo in her relationship and forgets Michael, yeah? Or sometimes, in fact, the sexiest woman I love is when I hear a woman tell me, but I don't listen to radio. I go like, yes, good, I love that. Because then she can see me, Yeah. She can see me, but it's bad. Like, imagine if you're a doctor and everyone just looks at you as by your job, but not as you're the person. It's like, oh, hey, me, I date a doctor. No, that's just his job. Yeah, you're dating so-and-so, Stanley Kamau. That's who you're dating, Stanley Kamau. Not Dr. Stanley Kamau. Dr. Stanley Kamau is that when he's in hospital. Stanley Kamau is who you're with in your house.
Trust me, it's easier said than done. Was there a time in your career whereby you had a big name but you were broke?
I still have still broke.
Okay, let's say you know where you want to be, but you're comfortable.
Let's put it this way. Okay, I wouldn't say broke, but I take care of a lot of people in my life. And so because of that, money will never be enough. For me, I believe so, that personally in my life, it may never be enough, but I will be able to have enough for maybe, the normal things, to pay your bills, to do all that will be there. But because of other responsibilities that are there, like, for example, there's my daughter's mom, there's my own mom, There's my grandfather. I've got a few cousins who require my help. And all of these things, they come together and you realize you could be earning a good amount of money, but because you support a lot of people, so that money just basically isn't enough. So you just end up being broke. In fact, people don't believe it when I tell them that. I tell them, by the way, nimesota. Then a guy goes like, what do you mean umesota, Mike? Yeah? You earn like 4 times what I make. I'm like, yeah, but I'm broke. Because the difference is, he'd earn 4 times less, than me, but he's only supporting himself. I earn more, but I support more people. So my responsibilities are greater. It's like one time I told a friend of mine that you'd rather earn 100,000 shillings and you're only thinking about yourself and no one else is depending on you. You are your only dependent, than earn 400,000 but have 5 people you're taking care of. Because if you look in the scheme of things, that guy earning 400,000 is actually making less.
So ideally, it's more money, more problems, more responsibilities.
Yes, more money, more problems. That is so true. That one, Biggie, by the way, big up to him. More money, more problems. Responsibilities will definitely rise. Having money is good. Yes, I get it. It is good to have money. It gives you a certain sense of freedom and ability to do whatever you want, but it's not necessarily a key that now because you make a lot of money, so you're going to be successful in life. No, it won't. It can't. You have to know how to use that money. And if a lot of people rely on you, then you have to start teaching yourself the power of saying no to people. Even people that you care about, people that you love. They could be family, they could be friends, and you can tell them, bruh, I'm not doing it. Simply because you also have to take care of you first before you're able to take care of other people. Money is money. Like hata even if you're paid 1 million shillings, you'll still want 2 million.
You still want more.
Yeah. So and even that guy who makes 1 million can get broke.
And let's talk about, we're still on relationships and talking about women, and so when ni msewa kutuma fare ama when ni msewa tuma kuja nitalipa Uber.
No, mimi ni msewa jilete. Kauna pesa ya Uber basi ka home.
So how do you support your women?
Why am I supporting a woman? Why? I'm not mad. The only woman I'm supporting right now is my child and my mother. Those are the only women I will support. But if I get married, then I'll support my wife too. But if you're a woman, you should be able to handle your own. Like if you know you can't afford to come to meet me, then probably the little money you have, you need to keep it to do something that's going to help you grow, as opposed to coming to meet me and then what? Those kind of women, I consider them a liability. Yeah, because even if it's like that first date, Manenos. Okay, you'll send me an Uber to come meet you at a restaurant. For me, I'll cancel that date. Yeah, I'll be like, honestly, you can't. You want. I don't know you. We're just meeting for the first time, and you already want me to get into financial responsibility for you. Now, misi kujui. No. It doesn't work like that. Every woman should carry their own weight, even if you're going for a booty call. Come on, punch, ya Uber. Tafuta punch, borrow from your mother to give you. You don't put responsibilities on me that are your father's responsibilities.
But there's nothing for free.
What do you mean there's nothing for free?
Like there's something for something.
During that booty call, didn't that woman enjoy also? Si kila mtu ame-enjoy. So what is free?
So later on, like you maybe you've been dating for 2-3 months. Will you take care of the hair, buy her shoes, clothes, blah blah blah?
If we're dating, yeah. If we're dating, I don't mind. I don't mind buying. If you want hair, you want shoes, fine, that's cool. I don't mind doing that. Don't do that for flings though. Never. That one, we were just kulanaing. That was it. Let's not complicate it. But for my girlfriend, yeah. You want the vacation, you want the whatever. We can do all of that. The question is, because I know how hard it would have taken, how hard she has worked for her to get me into the relationship in the first place. It's not easy to get me there. But if someone actually gets me there, then they get the 100% full treatment.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a jam by Calligraph Jones, Instagram Girls. You've heard of it?
Yes, I have. Yeah. What about it?
So we're in the age whereby there's, ideally in the kitambo, people would send messages, oh Mike, I like your voice, on the studio line. But right now we have social media, so people would just slide into your DM. So I want us to have a look at some of you.
Oh, you want to look at my DM?
Yeah, we want to read them out. We won't read the name.
No. Hold up. Why do you want to get into my DMs? Jeez. My DMs are always...
Just to see the thirsty girls on the DM.
Let's see. Like,
and how often do you get them?
Okay, let's see. There's one here who's telling me she commented on a picture on my story, said, I'm just appreciating what God created. Okay. She's been asking me on a date for a long time. I've just been ignoring her.
Did you go check out her pictures?
Nah, not really. Like, I don't know, I just read the message and then I just let it be. There's another one, I believe, who used to send me a lot of inchas about how we were meant to be, and she believes that God created me for her and that sort of thing. Hold on, I'm just trying to find out.
Okay.
Wow, they're quite a number.
Yeah.
Like they're really a lot. Like so many of. I wouldn't open them, but I'd like if you notice, like most of them are just girls. They. Girl, like
Wait. There's something interesting here.
Where?
Oh, okay.
You know, that's a guy, and so like there's those ones. There are also these ones who just keep getting into those. I think even one who tried to send me like pictures of her. Yeah, here she is, and she was sending me like videos of her and stuff like that. Yeah, but. You just ignore and don't entertain, because if you start doing that, I mean, you don't know what kind of psychos are out there. Like some people will slide into your DM and you start engaging them, and after a while, before you know it, you're trending on Twitter because someone has gone ahead to say how you've done this and you're doing this and all of that. Yeah, and so you don't feed that information. You just ignore or you just reply with one word of thanks or thumbs up.
So what you're saying is you've never like hooked up with one of your
my
Instagram yeah. Confessions.
Yeah. Hey, boss.
On the spot.
Let's see. Once. But this was back in the day when I was still at XFM. When I was at XFM, yes, there was one, but she was hot. I was single. I just bought in another car and I was feeling on top of the world, and this girl kept on telling me she wanted to go on a date. So I told her that the only dates that I do are at my house. And she said, okay, cool, send me a pin, I'll be there. And she came and we had a few drinks, we hooked up, and she left the next day.
And?
That was it. We've never talked again after that.
Oh, what do you think was wrong? Was it you or was it her?
No, there's nothing wrong. I think maybe she just wanted to live a fantasy. It's like the way you can look at a person and be like, oh my God, I can cooler that guy. Yeah? So I think that was it. That was just it for her. Like she just wanted to hook up with someone she admired, and she looked really hot. Like she was drop dead hot. Yeah, and we hooked up, and the next day she just went home, and ever since that day we've never shared a conversation again.
You didn't want to like pursue that for longer?
No. I was going through a whole phase. Yeah, I was seriously going through a whole phase. So I was like, fuck it. I'd bought myself that car just to get over someone.
Oh.
Why you're acting like it? You're acting like it's so strange. Like
no, it's not. I just think that if she was hot, and the sex was good, why not like move it a step higher?
Because I wasn't in that headspace for a relationship at the time. You can't get into a relationship when your emotions are all over the place. You have to be really centered by the time you're getting into one. So I wasn't. I was still getting over my ex. I just wanted company. Yeah. The only difference is that I'm not buying it off the street. I just got someone who wanted to meet up and do some things, and yeah, we did what we did. But I hope she's cool. If she listens to your podcast, big shout out to you. I'll not mention your name, but unajijua.
Okay, so the reason why I started this sport was that for people to share their stories, but also to encourage people to have open and honest conversations about life, relationships, and everything. So what is that one thing that you believe that people in relationships need to be open about?
Need to be open about. I think you should never hold in a relationship something that's bugging you. Okay? And I personally, it took me a while to learn that. And never make apologies for how you feel. If you're feeling uneasy about something, you should be able to say it without judgment, and your partner should allow you to express that feeling without them making you feel like you're paranoid or you're going crazy or giving you labels like, oh, you're insecure, you're all of these things. I feel the way I feel. Feelings don't just pop up from nowhere. Feelings are reactionary. Yeah? You cannot feel, for example, someone cannot feel insecure unless you make them feel insecure. You understand? Yeah. Someone cannot feel angry unless you make them angry. And if you have that feeling in a relationship, be man enough or woman enough to say it and make no apologies about it. It's how I feel. And your partner should be smart enough to understand that you cannot label me something. This is how I feel. So if it's how I feel and you claim to love me, then how can you help me fix how I feel? Yeah? And unless you're in that headspace, then you won't. Because nowadays I see people, a woman will tell you, oh, who's that girl you're talking to, or blah, blah, and all of these things. And men are quick to be defensive and, oh, gosh, why are you asking me stupid questions? Oh, I don't know what. I'm like, yo, she's feeling some type of way. So if you truly love her, assure her. Tell her, hey, Z, by the way, this is the case, this is the scenario, this is how the situation is. In relationships, if you hide how you feel, eventually you will explode. And when you explode, you're going to do something really nasty or something you'll regret later. So that's one. And everyone needs to understand that loving someone is an act of service. People always say, what is love? Me, I believe love is an act of service. When you say you love someone, it stops being about you. It's about that person. And if the other person also loves you, it stops being about them. It's about you. And so when you work in service with each other, for service of each other, then that relationship will last years and years and years. And you'll be happy eventually. Because everything you do for the benefit of the other person.
Okay, and finally, they say women are complex. Mm-hmm. So what is that one thing you wish women were more clear on? And number two, are you getting married anytime soon?
The one thing women need to be clear on is, maze, your mood swings, man. No, honestly, women need to just come out and tell us what the hell is going on. This maneno, you get into the house, unakuta mtu amenuna for no reason, but you're just in a mood. And I have to sit there wondering, okay, what have I done? Or what's going on? Like, I think women need to explain those mood swings. Women need to just be straight up nowadays. Like, I feel like a lot of women today are bitch kidogo, like wavy, like awako straightforward. Like they use subliminal messaging to get points across. Yeah, I wish a woman would just come out and say, for instance, if you wanna fuck someone, you can just go and say, yo, I wanna smash you. Period. But not try. And I find like women have become the worst versions of men nowadays, in that they are, when it comes to their playing game, it's 100. Like,
you've made us that way.
You can make a nigga believe that he is God on earth, but at the same time, you've got two others you're entertaining. And us as men, once you boost our ego in that way, we don't even see the signs that will show us there are two other people out there who are being entertained. You get? So we'll sit in our glory and be ignorant of the fact that, yeah, you're God when you're with her. Akitoka hapo, hey, mali ya uma. But that being said, mwache tu yo ujinga. Yo ujinga ya kuwa tu.
Na nyinyi mwache kutuplay.
No, but acha nikwambie, si ati tunawaplay. We don't men don't play just for the sake of playing. We don't wake up and just decide I'm going to screw some chick out there.
It just happens.
No. We usually men who actually sleep with someone else, and I know it sounds chauvinistic, but there's something they're missing. Honestly, I'd rather just be blunt about it. Kuna kitu amekosa. Whether it's emotional, whether it's spiritual, whether it's physical, whether it's mental. Yeah? There's something lacking. And he's finding it in that other person. Yeah? And that's why they do it. Even if you're drunk and you sleep with someone else. You see, ukipenda mtu, what do you do, for example, as women? Have you noticed that when you are in love in a relationship and you're high, you call your boyfriend, start drunk texting, and oh, baby, and blah, 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 and all of those things. Why do you think men don't do it?
You tell me, you're the man.
Yeah. We don't do it. Number one, of course, because we are men. We, first of all, don't like communicating a lot with our wives. Number two, simply because at home, everything is just normal. Like, you don't even want to be a freak for me anymore. You don't even want to, like, you don't want to do anything from you. See, nowadays, it's like men give, and women are taking. It's like, oh, unajua nyumbani ukienda ni pressure hii. So you don't even want to start that conversation. So you look for a place of peace, which is now the side chick. So akienda huko haulizwi. Akienda huko amevaliwa lingerie, ameingia, anakulana, akimaliza anapewa food, ana dish na anaenda back to his wife. So there he gets his peace. But he comes into the house, hatuna hii, why haven't you done this? You said you're taking us here. Oh, you did this, blah, blah. Like, so I'm telling you, something is lacking at home. So he runs somewhere else to find peace. Because no matter how hard he tries to give that home everything it needs, it's never enough. And so we cheat.
Okay.
About me getting married? I don't think soon. It will take some time. Let me get to 40 first, and then I'll think about getting married. I don't think it would be fair for me to get married right now because there's a lot that I'm trying to accomplish personally, and I don't want to marry someone and bring them into a messy situation or an inadequate life where we struggle and we're going through a lot of things. I want to bring that woman into my life and tell her that, you know what, I want to add value to you. So as you come into my life, all that I have, I've worked hard because I'm anticipating you. And so you're here now. Let's live. I need to be able to upgrade you from how your father raised you.
Whoa, that's a nice place to wrap things up right here on the spot with me, STL Yamumo.